Hello, crafty friends. Welcome to my craft room. Oh, excuse me, not my craft room. I'm trying something different today. I'm Yvonne with Amjour, On My Mind, Journaling, and More. And today I'm in my office at work. And of course, it's my lunch break. And I haven't been able to get into my craft room in the evenings this week. So this morning, I grabbed my journal and whatever, I've been tossing things in this bag all week, and what I didn't finish last weekend when I recorded. So I thought I would try and get something done here and try to bring you along. We'll just see how this goes. I may or may not post this video. I'll just see, because right now my camera is literally right in front of my face. So my space, I have to work around the camera, is way up here. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. So here is my journal. And hopefully you can see the angle. I can't really fix the angle because of the travel tripod I'm using. If I move it any further, it's going to topple over. So I'm going to go to what we did the last time. And that was this. I still haven't printed any pictures. So I'm going to leave that kind of as is and see if I can work a little bit backwards. And as I go, let's see, starts on the 19th. I have my notes that I've been putting into my planner. And also, this day, the 21st, yeah, it was Kids Take Over the Kitchen Day, which is the picture. I just did a collage in Canva that I'll print out, and it will go here. It's a picture of my granddaughter with all the food she created. She planned the whole thing. So that'll go on the back of there. And then, remember, I left this up. I'll journal about what she made. She said it's a lot of work. So she made garden fresh string beans from our garden, and her favorite macaroni and cheese, which has, Velveeta. The funny thing is she did not like the texture. So these are I didn't bring a pair of scissors, but these are my work scissors. So I'm just going to cut out a little tag. Of course, I cut that not so straight, but I think I will try. Maybe it's me, or maybe it's me. It's me, not being able to cut straight and trying desperately not to. Oh, these scissors. Desperately not to knock the camera over. So I have a old-fashioned recipe for macaroni and cheese that you bake, and then you put breadcrumbs on top. She loves it. So when we made that, she said, "Why are we starting dinner at," I think it was like 2 o'clock. I said, "Yeah, we got to make the macaroni and cheese ahead of time because everything else is going to take so long. It will at least have this done, and while we're making everything else, we pop it in the oven." So when we got done, she was like, "There's too many steps to make this macaroni and cheese." And I showed her all the dishes. I said, "Yeah, and this is a great reason why we make it ahead of time." So I think I'm going to wait until I get the picture before I pop that on anywhere. And I stuck this in here as a reminder because I have not printed any September pictures other than what I have printed on. Ooh, it's getting crushed. What I have printed on just regular printer paper. So I do have dates that I wrote down on these. So I'm going to try to cut these out at least, get them on the correct days. And I'm wondering, I'm trying this tiny, excuse me, tiny little tripod. And unfortunately, I do not have my wireless microphone with me. And I also forgot my plug-in microphone, the ones that come with the Apple phone. So this, it's probably might sound muffled. I'm just not sure how it's gonna all work out. But regardless of whether I post this video or not, I'm trying desperately to push forward in my September signature. So here's the two puppies finally trying to get along a little bit. My older dog, I guess I'm just gonna cut that off. Older dog was not too crazy about having a new puppy, which I really thought he would do better. But he's getting there. He's getting there. This can, oh gosh, you can't even see. So this was the puppies finally getting along, and look at the shredded toy. Yikes. I don't know how I end up with these chewers. Oh, Scruffy, my first dog, my older dog, he was a chewer and a biter and a toy destroyer. And apparently so is Cookie. So we have already been through so many toys. I shouldn't buy any more, but I certainly don't want her chewing on couches and tables, right? So I'd rather go through the toys. Anyway, that's that. And I can see what these days may be looking like. I should be not putting the trash in my journal. I'll end up going home with it, right? Okay. So these are just kind of the journal with me's. I had been in the last couple of signatures, last couple of months, I've just been putting these in the back of the book because my pages are so small. I don't really have room for them. I might have room for them this month because it's been kind of a... We haven't really done much this month. I hate to say it, but the new puppy kind of has us homebound right now. My husband's gone to the camper a couple times without us. This weekend we'll do another puppy training, and my granddaughter has some school functions to go to this weekend. So yeah, we've been kind of homebound. That's okay. It's part of it, right? It's back to school and everything. This one got a little beat up. Now these are images from my August signature, so I wonder if they go in there. But I think with August, because of the trips, my work trips, I think I was behind on those too. Yeah, September 7th. This is the 9th. This is the 5th. The 8th. And, oh, look, I have the same picture printed twice. This is the 4th, and this is the 12th. And this is the 9th. Let's see. 9, 11. 7. Sorry, I'm trying to get these in order. 8, 9, 11, this is 5, 7, and 9. Okay. So let me go back to, what's this first date? The 5th. Wow, okay. And I'm sorry, the angle, I cannot fix it. If I continue kind of doing this kind of thing, I may invest in a better travel tripod. I have a great big one for my kind of professional camera, but not for my cell phone, and I'm using my cell phone. So this is the 5th, and I have two, I might as well, I printed them 2 sizes, I might as well keep them. This is the 7th. Here's the 7th. There's some things here. Oh, here's another prompt on the 8th. 1 color. Do I have a paper clip? I have one here. I'll just use this. 1 color. So the background is green. That might be fun to do. This is the 8th. This is the 9th. Now, this, you know, we might work on this one today. This is the day I kind of had my meltdown. Just too much stress. We started this the other day, and I cut out some images, but then I feel like we ran out of some time trying to keep these videos to under an hour. Let's see. The 9th. This is the 9th as well. And this is the 11th. The puppies finally getting along a little bit. And the 12th. Oh, that's when I made the September date tiles. All right, I'm off to my right here, looking to see what else I have. I keep receipts. I guess I don't need that one. Just to remind me of what I did that day. Sometimes, this was yesterday, sometimes when I'm in my office, it's a little too far for me to go anywhere out to lunch, but sometimes I just have to get out of here, and so I'll go for a ride. And I did stop at the Dollar General that's down the road. I did do some magazine clippings the other day, and this one, I think this was out of the New Yorker magazine. They're cartoons, but I thought this was fun for fall. You know, the sun, it's getting darker later, or darker earlier already, and I wonder if that, I'm going to put this towards the back. This might need to go into November for the time change, maybe. Like, wait, come back, the sun. I just like that, so I might just stick that there. And this is something from my work. I don't want to really show, but I do want to journal about it. I'm going to put this back here on the day I received it. This day. Let me not show that. Okay. This is some junk mail. I liked the stock market image. If you're like me, I don't really check my 401k very often, but I did. It's because it's depressing. It fluctuates way too much for my liking, and so when I do, I checked it not too long ago, and it was better, but prior to that, it really took a dive. So I'm not sure where I will use that other than save it for a future day, maybe when I check. I got this postcard. Yeah, I like the images on it, but I'm not exactly sure. That's cute, but it doesn't really look like any of the dogs. And that's a bumblebee, but so I think I'm just gonna save this for future. I'll put it in my stash of stuff. And I did find, last time I was looking for when did I make, got all this trash that I've got to throw away now. When did I make chicken and dumplings? And so I found that date. It was a Sunday, and here we go. It's here. So I've got things in, I can't pick this up. Why can't I pick this up? I don't know if I'll use this Trader Joe, but we went kind of shopping. We had a good shopping day on this day. All right, now I know the page I want to work on. Just have to find it. Here it is. And, oh yeah, I don't want to show this. I'm gonna put that out of sight. Okay. So let's work on this. And let me take this paper clip off the other side. But I want to keep them all together. There we go. All right. We kind of messed around a little bit with the layout. It's a shorter page. And I'm not going to have any, washi tape or anything like that. Put something on that to keep it down. But I can at least get these things glued down. And I think we had something like this. But I have to keep room for the date tile. And then I tossed around maybe making this into a tuck spot because I do need a journaling spot because I'm going to do some hidden journaling. Let's see what I have here that may make this a little bit conducive for a tucking spot. That's not big enough. I think I might just try putting it on this. Let's see, not too much shows through. Not too much shows through. Okay. I just want to make it stiffer. Oh, hold tight. Wait a minute. Wonder if I could use this postcard. Is there anything I really need to have from that? Probably not. But let's try this. Let's just try this. Whoops. Oop, and see, I almost knocked everything down. Okay, I don't have a glue. All right, I'm off to the right, just kind of using a scrap piece of paper as a glue page so I don't get it all over my desk. And there we go. Let's just put this on here. And then I'm gonna have to cut it out again. I think that's gonna work. Where do I put the scissors? Here we go. Think it's gonna work. So, I'm curious if any of you do kind of, oh, I wasn't in frame, sorry about that. If you do kind of this remote journaling and how it works for you. I've taken my journal to a local tea shop, and that to me is so relaxing. The last time I did it, I didn't have enough stuff with me. Well, not the last time, I take that back. Because I went back after that time. I didn't have enough stuff with me, so I couldn't really finish some of the pages I wanted to work on. I thought I had grabbed enough like backgrounds and journal spots and things, but I didn't. But I did go back another time, but everything was already glued down in my journal. So all I was really doing was the actual writing. Okay, and I don't have a spreader. Oh, I messed up that nose. Let me see if I can round up this nose a little bit. There we go. Okay. So I'm not going to have a piece of paper to go in there, but I think it's going to work. So I'm going to glue it down for a tuck spot. And let's see, I've got to think about this. This is where I'm going to tuck it in. So I want to hold my hand there and kind of come around this side with the glue. There we go. Really glue down the nose and the mouth and all the way down to that edge. Let's see how that's going to work. Hopefully that will work. So now let's get, I think I put a little too much glue there. I need to put glue all the way along the bottom. There we go. I think that will work. I'm not going to use this, but I'm going to leave it in there as a reminder that I need to add a journaling spot. Actually, let me just grab a Post-it note and write September 9th, need journal card. That will remind me, even if I just tuck it in that bag for another day, it will remind me. All right, now, did I get glue right there? I sure did. It'll be okay. Because I think, I'm gonna put this here. Yep. And I have to go off to the right again, out of frame, to do the glue. Use this scrap paper as a glue page. And get that down. I'm going further over than I originally wanted to because I'm using this as a tuck. So that says stop trying to do everything on your list before you can have any time for what you truly want to do. So, and then I want this saying that says emotionally spent, because I really did have an emotional day. right, that's somebody pinging me, but it's lunchtime. Okay. Now, here it is. So what do you do when you're emotionally spent or you need a reset on your computer? You do Control-Alt-Delete. I thought that was funny. Let me get this date down before I not have room for it. Okay. Tuesday the 9th. And again, I think this day I was still kind of getting over COVID. I was back to work. I was tired and just so much going on. All right. And there, I couldn't find the spot to put the pin in. All right, so when you do a reset at work, you press Control-Alt-Delete. So I think that's what I needed, a reset. Control-Alt-Delete. And this little file folder I cut out from where, I have no idea. It just says less stress. And I think I'm just gonna put it like right there underneath that. Okay. Now, the other thing on this day is that my daughter was sneaky. My youngest daughter, she helps us a lot with my granddaughter, and her husband helps us at the house sometimes. So she gave this nice little like medallion to my granddaughter and said, hang on to this, and when you think grandma needs this, give it to her. And so, I mean, I was openly upset. And so my granddaughter, she understands. She knows it wasn't because of her. I was just having a really bad day. So here she comes, kind of after I could, wipe my tears back and be like, okay, I've got to just accept the feeling and now work through it and move on, right? And so here she comes with this medallion, and she said exactly that. Aunt Chrissy gave me this and told me to give it to you when I thought you really needed it. And so, of course, that made me cry even more, but those were happier tears, right? Can't even, it's so small, I don't know if I'll be able to, the picture will, it says grandma's plant seeds of love. And how sweet was that? I mean, that was just perfect. And so I wonder if that shouldn't be on whatever journaling card I decide to write about. And you know what? I think that's what I'm gonna do. I am gonna grab a paper clip from here just to remind. This is not going to be the journaling card, but that will remind me that I want to add that to that. And see, I don't have room for this. Oh, well, maybe. No. They're going to go in the back like I did previous months. Maybe I'll figure that out back here. Yeah, but there's a quote there. I have a piece of trash. There we go. almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes, including you. How appropriate. So I may have to do a tip in for all of those at the end. Okay, so this, oh shoot, I have more stuff I have to stuff in here. I'm not going to do much more today, but did I put a date on this? Of course not. And so yeah, I don't know what days these go on, but this is part of it. This is clip art that I used on September 1st. Remember we did this COVID day, and I used a bunch of clip art, an idea from another journaler. And so this was after, and it's perfect. It says, I think in my, and I'm not shy about saying I go to therapy. In my therapy session, talking about this day, I said I was struggling to take off my work hat and put on my mom hat, grandma hat, wife hat, cook, chef, homework helper, just so many hats and only one head. So I'll have to remember when, what day I had that session, and then put that there, and then this, I think this was further. Our older dog got bit by a spider. Yep, 15th. And yeah, I will have to wait on these other things. So those will go back in the bag, as well as the journal. So I'm getting there. And this worked out okay, just okay. I'll probably finish this if I get a chance tonight. Maybe I'll do some coloring on the background and find a journaling card. But yeah, I got some things glued down, tucked in, and it worked so far so good. So I hope you enjoyed this little half-hour video, and it gives you an idea of maybe how you could take your journal along with you, which I'm desperately trying because of all the travel I do. And yeah, do your journaling, do your painting, drawing, whatever it is. Have a great time. Get in there. It's important. So I will see you next time. Bye-bye.